Is there anything sweeter than the love between a young child and their dog? The dog, so loyal, so playful, so biting all the mice's heads off. The squirrel too, the only thing missing from the young child's life. Explosions! So many explosions!
Hey guys, JudgeFudge here, bringing you another unique Skyrim challenge. If you haven't seen it already, I did a broom-only challenge last time that I think you'd really enjoy. Anyway, on to the rules of this mamajama. In this run, I'll only be using ghost dogs, aka familiars. Familiars? Familiares? The Breton race starts with the summon familiar already learned, so that'll be the first doge. More technically, the rules are that I can only use familiars as a means of damage in combat. I cannot damage enemies in any other way. No ghost dog, no damage. Secondly, no health, stamina, or magicka potions in battle or otherwise. Other skills than conjuration are allowed, which distinguishes this from a standard conjuration only run. Restoration is allowed, so are other skills as long as I don't use them to kill or damage enemies. This is going to be a hell of a run, as dogs are complete doodoo. The summon ghost dog we start with is a level 2 character with 32 health and 5 damage. None of these stats scale or become any stronger from any perks. Yeah, this is going to be one G-dang dog biscuit of a run. On to the character creation screen. As mentioned, the Breton race starts with a summon doge spell. Next we give our hero an appropriate hobo beard and dead-eyed psycho look. His complexion should match that of his companion, that of sunburnt dog doodoo on the Jersey Shore. Some purple gunk all over his face suits him well. Finally, when we make his beard a fitting gangrenous green, like his face is literally molding, we give him a fitting name, Lassie my Assie, after his great-great-grandfather. Here's confirming we're running on adept difficulty for some added challenge. As mentioned in my last video, I'm a licensed dragon dentist. Gotta check them chompers. In Helgen Keep, we meet a long-lost love. May I have this dance, my darling? Enchanté. Time to turn those dog biscuits into some dog turds. Let's see how this good little boy fares in combat. Ugh. I'm having a hard time gauging just how little damage that health bar is receiving. But he's doing his best. Who's a good boy? You are. To demonstrate just how low this buddy's health is, here he is versus, and he's already dead. He does get a few good shots in though. Ghost dog versus bear. Who wins? Ghost dog versus bear. Who wins? Aw, look at him go so close. Aw. You just wait until my magicka regens enough. You just wait. You just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Gotcha. I mean, has anyone ever used this spell outside of a challenge run? Let me know in the comments. Genuinely curious. This is the first time I'm using it after thousands of hours in this game. What does every responsible dog owner need? That's right, tons and tons of cash to sponsor his pet's crippling doggy treat habit. So we're off to Dawnstar, and to the mine I always forget is there. Not the Quicksilver one, the other one. Beneath the top rock in this 3-rock formation is a trove of goodies. Why is it there? Ask Todd. It's got some good stuff though, but we're gonna need a lot more. My dogs are hungry. It's time to play a little game with Irileth. If you just close the dialogue box without answering her, she keeps stalking after you like she's crapped her pants and you're the only one with the spare fresh pair. Oh, like you've never soiled yourself and try to play it off like your pants aren't turd city. Oh, and we tell Jarl Scruffy Balls that the geckos are back from the future and we're all gonna die or whatever. Instead of saving the town, we take a trip to Skyrim University. We need Grandpa here to sell us a very special spell. But first, we show up drunk to class and the teacher tries to burn us to death. After being knocked unconscious by a flaming missile from a senile old dingus, we have a flashback to our night of debauchery. We're in a crack den replete with hobos ODing all around us. We meet a familiar face who we apparently went to high school with. He's a bit traumatized since a gecko burned down our school and entire town. I go ask the crack dealer for a free sample, and I find a suitable place in a dark and dirty corner, crouched down next to either an unconscious hobo or a very dead one, and inject it straight into my eyeballs. As my vision begins to blur, I start to realize that accepting free crack samples from a stranger in a dark basement was a bad idea. As I slowly regain consciousness in a murder dungeon, we grab what we came here for, telekinesis. The crack dealers don't much like that their food tries to escape their prison, so they genocide my ghost dog's entire family. It becomes increasingly clear that we're going to need some stronger gear to get through this run. We narrowly escape becoming vampire chow and return to Whiterun. With our newfound zest for life, we start leveling alteration in the funnest way possible, by chucking a piece of raw meat into the gutter over and over again. Why are we leveling alteration? You'll have to wait and see. Time to play my favorite game, a Whiterun Jedi pinball. The goal of the game is to shoot the jug, so it rolls down the roof and hits the guard in the head. Oh, so darn close. What if we get a bigger pinball? Oh crap. Apparently dropping a kettle on a guard's head is a capital offense in Skyrim. Not sure what I expected, we all know how they feel about chickens. These market stalls are so quaint. Would be a shame if someone were to throw all this handmade merchandise in the gutter. Finely crafted mace, gutter. Ooh, that's gonna rust. Cheese, gutter. Tomato, gutter. Is this organic? Gutter. Cabbage, gutter. Potato, gutter. Ooh, what happened, guys? Why are your stalls all empty? You had so much crap to sell earlier. Oh no. Don't worry, guys, your stuff isn't gone. I just rinsed it off with some sweet, sweet sewer water. Don't worry, it's all sewage bacteria. It's organic. Good for the tummy. Once we've got 75 alteration, it's time to go pay old Tolfdir a visit. Before that, though, we play tag with his courier. No, I don't want another 20% off coupon for IKEA nipple guards. My nipples are adequately protected, sir. New game. Let's see how far this guy will chase us. Will he follow us all the way to Sarthal? Ooh, maybe he'll get mauled by a bear. Man, you gotta hand it to these guys. They take their courier oath seriously. Oh, looks like he finally gave up. What were we doing again? I may have sidetracked a little too much in this run. Anywho, Tolfdir is on a field trip to an ancient zombie tomb where he's undoubtedly going to use new students as meat shields. We don't care. We're just here for the paralyze spell. Now that we've hit 75 alteration, we can use this bad boy to get free levels from trainers and supercharge our enchanting. Before we can do this efficiently, though, we're going to need some cash. That's where Mr. Handsome Hobo comes in. He wants us to steal some lizard's ring and frame some innocent street merchant or whatever, but before we get the chance to, we're ambushed by Rift and police. Turns out even the cops in this town are shirtless street people. Anyway, the police stole out a fair punishment. They vaporized me and my entire family and their dogs. Once we've ruined some innocent stranger's life, it's time for the true final boss of this run, Guy Fieri the Fister. Oh man, does he fist us. Not once, not twice, but like 7 times probably, I forgot to count. When I'm finally about to have Mr. Snuffles rip his nuggets off, his grandma shows up. Before I know it, Uncle Newman Ratface shows up, and the whole thing turns into a Jerry Springer show. Eventually, Grandma kills everyone and guts me for good measure. Apparently, I have to fight the sewer people's entire extended family. After a stupid amount of time, I get this run where Guy Fieri finally gets an arrow in the back of the head from his third cousin twice removed, who is also somehow his great aunt. Then the goodest boy in the entire world rips the auntie cousin's face off. Such a good boy. Who's a good killing machine? You are. You are. Once the mole people have been thoroughly exterminated, we arrive at Mr. Handsome Hobo's secret stanky sewer bar. He sends us on the greatest heist Skyrim has ever known, the great triple broom theft. Then we smash some urn containing some poor guy's pet orangutan's ashes or something. Now that we're flush with cash from our broom heist and animal rights abuses, we head back to Skyrim University. Here we spam Muffled to level up quickly, and then have Sergio Tyrannosaurus here train us 5 levels of enchanting at a time. Then we challenge him to a planking contest to win our money back. Rinse and repeat until we reach the maximum of 75 in enchanting, which is as far as this old coot can take us. Now it's time to evolve our doggy Pokemon. To do this, we meet up with this chick in some old zombie tomb, and we have to help her beat the old ancient zombie Pokemon trainer, who turns our doge against us. Right when it all seems lost, I remember that dogs can't open doors, and I develop the perfect strategy to take him down. Once old Boney McHardbody is dust again, we find the old handkerchief with George Washington's long-lost boogers on it or something, and she rewards us with a firestone for our doggy. Our trusty companion now fills himself with dynamite and lights himself on fire. Inevitably explodes all over Angie, but thankfully I don't get the blame for it. Then we're off to Markarth to the Temple of Dibella, where a cult of horny mustard-colored bathrobes force us to find their mustard Jesus. We then have to battle a guy who replaced all his organs with spiny fruits. This is riveting stuff, guys. We really gotta do something to increase our damage output. This is just painful. Finally, the guy with spiny kidneys dies of natural causes, and we find Girl Jesus. Before leading her to safety, we reunite her with the corpse of her freshly murdered father. I may have taken this too far, guys. Wait, I got this.
Salutations, daughter. I was just, taking a nap. Daddy has to go on a long vacation now. You can come and visit, but remember to bring lots of air fresheners and Wunderbaum. Okay, thanks, bye.
Now that Mustard Jesus is safe, we can challenge Queen Dijon here to a planking contest. This way we can get to 90 enchanting for free. We reach 100 enchanting by paying a few more visits to Todd's secret chest in Dawnstar. It's got plenty of stuff to enchant and disenchant, plus filled soul gems. Now we're finally able to enchant some proper gear. Thanks to grave robbing the tomb of the great orc warrior Cinderella, we've got a whole set of orcish armor minus gloves to enchant with 100% conjuration and restoration cost reduction, plus some elemental resistances. This has to be enough, right? Spoiler, it's not. Not by a long shot. Off to Bleak Falls Barrow anyway. That's right, we haven't even beaten Bleak Falls yet. Poor Farengar has been blue-ballsing for some dumb rock for over 20 years. How did it go? Montage time! Man, that was awesome. But misleading. Most of the dungeon went like attempting to cut down Avril Lavigne here. For the first time ever, the early 2000s pop star actually gets away before I can kill him. Dogs won't attack non-hostile NPCs. Fun, right? Nah, this sucks. Bring back the montage. Blow. No more montage. Back to Scruffy Balls. Man, that was some major hype. How is the rest of the video gonna live up to that? Screw it. Time to fight Lassie's first dragon. With 100 enchanting, decked out gear, and exploding dogs, plus dubstep, how could we possibly lose? Oh, that's how. Buzzkill. Okay, time for round 2. Wait, what the hell? Of all the times you guys could have shown up. I mean, guys, there's a dragon burning us all to death, not 2 feet behind your butts. I mean, you can't fault them for not leaving it all in the ring. These guys might want to rethink their life choices, though.
Dude, boss, my honey's getting warmer. Stay the course, men. We are oath-bound thugs, and we will honor our duty to our graves.
Finally, despite the efforts of the most deeply committed thugs I've ever encountered, we blow up the grumpy old gecko. Scruffy Balls then tells us to go meet with some old men in a sky castle, after which I go bear hunting with a few thousand pounds of dog TNT. Oh, and I have conclusive evidence that there is no abominable snowman, because I murdered him. After wiping a few more rare species off the face of the planet, we try to tell a bunch of dirty old men that their dudes-only monk treehouse smells like balls from a retirement home in the middle of a summer heat wave. They can't hear us, so we're off to find their lost hearing aid. The ditzy, dirty old degenerates somehow managed to lose their thing in Dracula's castle, so hi-ho, dungeon diving we go. Did you guys catch what happened there? Let's play that again. Yep, sometimes when a dog explodes, the damage doesn't register, or the enemy resists it. Not really sure what's going on, but it happens all the damn time. There won't be any misleading dubstep montages this time. I'm going to show you what a real fight looks like with this build. You'll quickly understand why I went with a montage over this. It's tedious as hell. If I didn't have Restoration and Conjuration spell cost reduction, I'd need somewhere around 1 billion mana to survive a fight with a giant frostbite spider, a level 17 enemy. The Draugr Deathlord swarming all over Skulldolphin are level 30 with almost twice as much health. Once the damn spiders are dead, we found out some douche has stolen the hearing aid and is hiding in some attic in Riverwood. On our way there, we run into Skyrim's very own Jehovah's Witnesses, Marok's Witnesses. Have you heard the good news? Marok's an extra-dimensional gecko snorter who wants us all to turn into mindless zombies and have us renovate his dump of a temple for free. The kleptomaniac that preys on old people shows us some scribbles she made on some toilet paper, and we're off to Solitude where we need to help a waiter liven up Skyrim's most stuffy elf party. The plan is simple. We give a drunk a lethal amount of booze in exchange for him telling an evil old elf grandma that no one wants to do her. Works every time. Little known fact, elves are allergic to doggy napalm, so blowing them up was simple but tedious. Hidden in the most obvious place in the world, a treasure chest in a video game, we find a secret book that tells us 1. Elves don't know bung about geckos, and 2. There's a crazy old man who knows lots about geckos who lives next door to the handsome hobo sewer tavern. Turns out that the gecko fetishist is tired of living in a gecko-free sewer, so we agree to help him escape from his elf landlords without having to pay all the overdue rent he owes. Then an elf soldier forgets how to open doors, so we blow him to idiot hell with our doggy grenades. Everything works out for Gecko Lover, and he moves in with Ms. Kleptomania. Judging by how tedious the fights at the Thalmor Embassy were, I'm thinking I'll need a whole lot more firepower to get through the rest of the game. So, to upgrade our dog explosives, we'll need 2 things. Giants that can't climb, and a climbing wall. Satisfying both requirements, we stand on top of a stone pillar for probably 2 full in-game weeks, and blink ghost swords in and out of existence while a family of giants wonders why we've decided to interrupt their dinner for 2 full weeks. With 100 Conjuration, we grab the Twin Souls perk. This allows us 2 doggy bombs at the same time. Double the fun! Check it out. Yeah, that's the stuff. Gecko Boy wants to take our blood so he can sell it for some reptile porn, but our dogs disagree with his terms. For good measure, we blow up his disturbing homemade pictures for good measure. We finally return the hearing aid to the smelly old guys so they can finally hear me making fun of how they pronounce their names. They take me to their gecko overlord for a spanking, and it tells us to go to Cinderella's deadbeat dad and ask him how to find an extra-dimensional roll of toilet paper. For reasons obvious to everyone, this dirty hobo really wants to get his hands on that toilet paper. He lives alone on the North Pole with no running water or a working toilet. All he has is his only robe that he wears and a giant metal box. What do you think he's been using? On our way to the underground convenience store that has the right brand of extra-dimensional toilet paper, we interrupt Marok's Witnesses with a message of our own. Our quest through the dwarven ruins goes pretty much the same way they always do. We get swarmed by tons of mechanical insects and pasty goblins. Then we attempt a leap of faith only to have our body crushed against the unforgiving surface of a metal pipe. Turns out the pasty goblins store their floor gasoline in the same place I do, right under my constantly firing flamethrowers. Handy that. Next we end up in a Pokemon fight against a golden Blastoise that only knows steam cannon. Our dogs use explosion over and over again until we win, proving that fire types being weak to water is only Nintendo conspiracy. The Nords are so scared of Alduin, but they've had these nasty, massive, murderous roaches living under them forever. No joke, Charos Reapers are way scarier than any dragon I've seen. After a few billion cockroach barf-related deaths, we arrive at the transdimensional convenience store. We herp-a-derp some glowy buttons until something happens as usual. We refuse to let the dirty, insane Santa defile the toilet roll, and we use it instead to travel back in time to learn the blue Gatorade yell that geckos hate or whatever. Our battle with King Gecko reveals one of the more hilarious spell NPC interactions I've seen. Apparently when I summon the ghost dogs under Alduin, it pushes him away. I use this to my advantage to push him slowly off the mountain while keeping him grounded with buckets of blue Gatorade. At this point his entire body is floating in the air, holding onto the mountain with what appears to be a few units of his wing in a prayer. Eventually, after King Gecko had taken some very gravity-defying positions where both my dogs and logic had a hard time reaching him, he falls down into some inclement weather and eventually dies to exposure. Also, my game freezes. I guess it's not used to High Hrothgar's mist being used as a gecko killer. Once Alduin runs off crying to the afterlife, we arrange a playdate with Bossy Boy, but Ulfric doesn't want to play, so we blow him up instead. The playdate happens anyway somehow, but I decide that it's a sham, and I don't want to sit and listen to these idiots gripe over this cockroach-infested land of perpetually inclement weather. Instead, I get both sides to see reason. Just kidding, I freaking blow him to smithereens. We then trap Alduin's BFF, and he flies us to his secret playhouse in the afterlife. Skuldafn is the usual mix of chaotic bomb dogs going off and being chased by a billion zombies and a couple of dragons interspersed with a few inane puzzles. It all ends as nothing began, with me racing an already dead guy to the afterlife and winning. Go figure. I awake to find myself in every alcoholic carnivore's wet dream of an afterlife. As expected, God is a white guy with no shirt and very hairy nipples who challenges me to a fight. You know what they say, don't bring an axe to a fiery dog TNT fight. A pair of dead metal boobs dares me to give Alduin a purple nurple, and we all go shout at the weather or something until Alduin wakes up. This fight is tedious as all hell, but eventually my dogs force push Alduin into a river, and he famously can't swim. To my unending disappointment, Alduin refuses to die unless the player character is the one who deals the final blow. That means ghost dogs cannot, in fact, beat Skyrim. Not even the blue ones. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you made it all the way to the end, well, I think I love you. If you like this weird challenge, you'll probably like my other one. I try to beat Skyrim with a broom cosplaying as Cinderella. That's gotta be worth a look, right? Also, if you want to see more of my content, consider subscribing. I'll be doing this on a semi-regular basis, so I hope I see you guys in the next one. Bye!